पार्थाय च धर्मस्य सर्वधर्मस्वरूपिणे अवतारवरिष्ठाय रामकृष्णाय ते नमः. Namaskar to all of you. Welcome to the study of Bhagavad Gita. We are looking into the 18th verse from the second chapter. Before entering into the proper subject, let us meditate or chant the meditation verse, 2 meditation verses on Bhagavad Gita. All of us can chant together. पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वाम् अनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीम् वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनम् देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्. The 18th verse is Antavanta ime deha nityasyoktah sharirinaha anashino aprameyasya tasmat yudhyasva bharata. We shall chant this 18th verse. Please repeat this verse after me. Antavanta ime deha Antavanta ime deha Nityasyuktah sharirinaha Nityasyuktah sharirinaha Anashino prameyasya Anashino prameyasya Tasmat yudhyasva bharata Tasmat yudhyasva bharata. Lord Krishna is telling Arjuna, these bodies of the embodied you can see the rhyming words, body, embody. These bodies of the embodied, which is eternal, indestructible, immeasurable, are said to have an end. Therefore, fight. Do not be worried about the destructible bodies which have an end. Be focused on the indestructible. O Bharata, therefore fight, do your duty. Human bodies are manifold and varied, but the self, Atman, within them all is one. They cannot be different. Atman functioning through the various bodies causes the variety of human beings. You can see what is the cause of varieties. Atman acts in human beings like electricity in different types of light bulbs. You might have seen some dramas, you might have seen some skits whereby different people will be acting different roles. But there is one more kind of drama, it's called Ekapatra Abhinaya. Only one person will be acting all the different roles. Likewise here, it is the Atman or the Paramatman or the Lord who is acting in him, in me, in them, in her, and everybody. It is the same actor who is performing everywhere. Everybody, you can see the variety, but within is the same actor who is goading us. It is just like, now you might have seen the puppet show. Many of you might have seen or might not have seen puppet show. So small stage screen will be there. Behind the screen, it is human beings who are holding different strings of the puppet. They will be having in all the 5 fingers, they will be having different strings. So one doll or the puppet will be controlled. So he will be pulling the strings like this. As he pulls, here the doll or the puppet will start acting in different ways. After some time, you will feel as if you will not notice or you will not feel somebody is pulling the strings. When you focus on those dolls or the puppets, you will feel as if the real thing is going on. Likewise, here too, in our body, in your body, in their body, everybody's, it is the one single person. You can't call him person, you can't call him thing, you can't call anything about him. Whether it is neuter gender, whether it is masculine, whether it is feminine, you can't tell. He is beyond all these genders. So nowadays you have so many genders too, transgender, that gender, this gender, LGBTQ, so many genders have come now. If you go to America or some other Western country, it is full of confusion. But this entity called Atman is beyond all these genders. So he is the one pulling every string. That's why in India, the Lord has got a name out of the 1,000 names. What is it, that name? Ranganatha. What is the meaning of Ranga? Ranga means stage. In the drama, you have the stage where the people dance or they perform the drama. That's called the stage. Ranga is stage. Natha means Lord. Lord of the stage. So this whole universe is the stage. And he, the Lord, is performing in all the living beings. In every living beings, he is the one performing, acting, doing all the things. So, if you understand this reality, O Arjuna, through Arjuna, he is telling, if you go back, introspect, go back a little and see, just like if you see that string is pulled by the human being, behind the screens in the puppet show, you will be in the puppet show, you will see all the dancing, or the puppet may be crying, the doll or the person may be in dismay or something. You will get, when you are in that movie or in that puppet show or the drama, you will become one with that. So much that you will also cry, you will also laugh, you will also enjoy that. But the moment the puppet show is over, or in between also, you will get the feeling, oh, it is all a puppet show. It is a movie. You don't take it seriously. At that time, you want to enjoy, you go see the movie, but you will not take it. Maybe that mood of that movie or the picture might be lingering for 1 hour or 2 hours. Afterwards, you will know it's all unreal. Reality, this life is something. Likewise, in this life of ours too, the reality is performing. Ranganatha, as I told you, giving you such example. He is pulling all the strings. Everything is happening. In the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, once a devotee asks Ramakrishna, why all this, so much of the Karunamaya, Lord is called Karunamaya, Lord is called full of compassion, infinite compassion. Why there is so much of sorrow, distress and crime and other thing in this world, which that great person who is full of compassion is created? Why so much of crime? Then Master tells, see, in this stage of your evolution, you can't understand it. But in spite of that, if you have to tell in one word, it is just Leela, the sport of the Lord. Then he expresses as if to tell, oh, it is sport for him. But for us, it is prana sankata. Our life is ebbing out. We are in so much of suffering. For him, the Lord, it is sport. For us, it is so much of pain. He expresses like that. So at that time, Master doesn't give the answer, but in another place, Master gives the answer to that person. What is that? In the Gospel, it is there. Again, he tells it is a little difficult to understand. It's a very high state, but even then, I'm going to explain it to you. Then Master asks that person, yeah, you tell there is so much of partiality, there is so much of different sufferings and everything. So you claim or you put that quality of partiality to God. God has created somebody rich, God has created somebody healthy, God has created somebody poor, or so many other varieties you see. So you put that quality on God, superimpose that quality on God. Now let me take you through this. Who is the person who is present and feeling that pain in the heart of a born blind man? A baby is born blind, let us hope. All the life he will be blind. Who is the person who is born there as blind and either enjoying or suffering as a blind person? Who is the person in a born lame person? Or maybe due to some polio or something he loses his hand or leg or something. Or through diseases he loses some other things, he becomes paralyzed. And some people will be born with a silver spoon. In English, silver spoon means a rich person with all the facilities. Another person will be born very strong. He will be a born athlete. Maybe as soon as he is born, he is so strong, he can jump, he can do anything, as prodigious musicians you can find. Brainy chaps, children will be very intelligent, some of them will be dullard. Now, in all of them, whether it is in a blind, born blind, or a lame, or the suffering beggar, the diseased, or the healthy, or the happy, who is the one who is happy or suffering? You put that character of, or the quality, superimpose that quality of discrimination and that all that partiality on God. Who is the one who is suffering? So you also, there is a saying in India, what is that, the cats, when they catch some prey, like a rat, common this thing is cat catches the rat. And then what does it do? it will break the neck of that rat, and it will allow. First, it will have to fight, hunt, and catch it. After catching that rat, it will break its neck or harm it and allow it to be free. Then with great difficulty, the rat will be running to go to hide here and there. Then it will sit there, it will push like this. If you have seen the cat playing, so it will be pushing it there, then it will run again, it will go push from there. Then finally, it will kill and eat. So in India, the saying is, for the cat, it is a plague. For the rat, it is prana sankata, life ebbing. For us, it is life going. What kind of God is he? Was the question. Then Master tells, okay, who is the person who is in the blind suffering? Who is the person who is in the lame suffering, in the beggar, in the diseased? Who is suffering? It's God. It's the same Atman. It's the same Ranganatha, who is the Lord who is suffering. In you, in him, in everything, he is the actor. Then in the strong man who is happy, the same Lord. In the best of the intelligent person, who is the one who is there? Same Lord. Then how can you ascribe partiality to the Lord? Because he is suffering, he is enjoying, he is happy, he is distressed. How can you ascribe? Can you be partial to your leg, hand? You will punish your leg, and or one eye you will put all the best things, and another eye will you put some solution or acid and burn your eyes? Will you be partial to one eye and impartial to another eye? No, because everything is your part. You can't be partial. Likewise, in every living being, it's the Lord who is playing. So how can you ascribe partiality? He is putting his own suffering and his suffering there in the lime, in the blind. So if you go behind a little and see the drama of the Lord behind, then you will be not attaching yourself to this phenomena. You will be in the noumenon. You will not be in the phenomena. You will come back and you will not get into pain. You will be an observer. You will be a witness. The moment you get attached, you will be in difficulty. See what a beautiful thing you are getting. Our mind has the capacity to withdraw itself, divide itself into different parts and observe its own mind. The mind itself can observe the mind. That capacity is there. Use that capacity. Go beyond this and see the happenings, the play of the Lord. Then you will enjoy. See, as you were small children, you go back to your childhood. How much you used to play. All the children gather. Every time it is play. Even now, if you get your friends of that age, you will go and play when nobody is watching you. You'll play. At that time, all the time you would lose in the play, hide and seek or some other play, you will be losing. But the next second you will come in, take something, food, you are hungry, again you will go to play. Why? You know you are losing, you are not so this thing. But you enjoyed every bit of the game. You would not get attached to the game because you were children, you didn't have ego. Then you will enjoy every bit of the game, whether loss or success, whether profit or loss, whether you will win or lose. No matter, you will go and play. Why? You are not attached to that. You are happy. Oh, the whole life now, that's why they will be always telling, take your life in a sportive spirit. What is this sportive spirit? Don't get attached. Don't go into that and get this thing. Be a witness. Enjoy your game. See the Lord playing here. Yes, so much of pain, everything is there. I don't tell about it. But when you get into that, all the problems come. So now you've got that the essence of the Gita, how we can use it into a practical life. I gave that example. Now let me take you through some more examples of the present day. Because if you tell some old examples like pot and gold and waves, that may not be connected. Let us give the present day example. Okay? Atman, the consciousness principle, that infinity, that Parabrahman acts in human beings like, see, it is simile. Don't take it seriously. Suppose somebody tells that he fought like brave, like a lion. Then you don't ask where are the fangs? Where are the tail? Where is the tail? No, he fought like a lion means courageous. It's simile, it's comparison. Likewise, Atman or God acts in human beings like electricity in different types of you call here globes. There in India we call bulbs, tube light. Here if you in Durban, if you call tube light, it is something else. So many things takes place. Let us not worry about different meanings. So tube light or bulb or LED lights or halogen light, whatever equipment, electrical thing you may tell. But the common thing within is the electricity. So in different types of light bulbs, globes, electricity is one, but its manifestation are varied according to the body's external things, depending on the variety of bulbs or globes or LED or whatever chemicals you may put into it, through which it functions. Then sometimes it gives a different type of color. It will sometimes give white color, creamish color, so many colors. You can see the varieties. A simple grammatical construction in the verse conveys this idea. The word bodies is plural. The word bodies is plural, while embodied is singular. The embodied refers to the one all-pervading God or Atman or consciousness. Bodies to the innumerable equipments through which Atman expresses as individual human beings. So the analogy of electricity suggests another striking similarity. What is that? The bulbs or the globes or the LEDs have a beginning and an end. When see that globe is not working now. It has got an end. Now we have to change the inner thing now. But electricity is there. Likewise, it has a beginning, it has an end. Likewise, this body too, the body has a beginning, birth, and an end. But the Atman within, that which is powering it, that doesn't end. So the analogy of electricity suggests another striking similarity. Bulbs or globes or all these things have a beginning and an end. They burn out after a while electricity always exists without change. When bulbs or globes are destroyed, electricity remains whole and intact. Similarly, human beings, we go through the continuous process of birth and death, but Atman, the reality, our true self, will be there forever. Atman does not perish. So you do not perish. Then who is dying and decaying? Only the external body. Atman does not perish when human bodies perish. This verse describes it as eternal, immeasurable, and indestructible. See, all these beautiful things are meant for meditation. You have to meditate on this quality because that is your true nature. Otherwise, what will you meditate? On these beautiful qualities of yourself, your Atman or God. You are indestructible. How? I've explained so many examples I've given. All that you can just meditate. All your sorrows will vanish. All your sufferings and egos and angularities will vanish. You'll find that joy in that meditation. See, you are immeasurable. You are indestructible. You are eternal. These words indicates it's infinite, your infinite nature. It is eternal in terms of time, immeasurable in terms of space, indestructible in terms of causation. Have you not noticed one term in this Bhagavad Gita? Now, in this 18th verse, the Lord has used. We got to know about the Atman, Nitya, Satya, all that thing, imperishable. Now, the Lord has used one term. What is the term? Have you noticed this? Anashinaha Aprameyaha. For Lord Vishnu or God, he has got another name, Aprameya. In India, they keep this name to male boys or somebody when they are born, they keep that name, Aprameya. It's one of the names of Lord Vishnu, but here it is given to the Atman, that is your true self. What is meant by Aprameya? Prameya. Opposite of Aprameya is Aprameya. What is that? You cannot be measured, immeasurable. Now, in physics, if you have studied physics, there is the measuring system. Earlier, during the British, it was foot-poundal system, FPS. In physics, if you have studied, you will remember it long back. FPS, foot-poundal seconds. Then, afterwards, they made it as MKS, meter, kilograms and seconds. Then finally now it is called, the measuring units and other things is called System International, SI. So these are all for measurement. You will measure everything at this particular condition. Time also. What do you call, how do you measure where the time is? Greenwich time. You may be knowing in England someplace it's called Greenwich time. So everything you can measure. Then what is the inch, what is the second or the centimeter, this thing? At certain condition, at certain pressure, at certain heat, they will keep something that is the unit of time there. Earlier, what was that? Foot, 1 foot. What was that? King George or the King of England, his size of the feet was taken as the measuring unit. So many other things were there. But now here, that was all to measure everything in this world. The Lord here cannot be measured at all by anything. Does he have a length, height? Beyond everything. Can you measure by time? No. Then what are all these things? This whole world, if you just sum up value of this whole world, it is only these three things. What is that? Time, space, and causation. Time, space, and causation. Nothing else other than this in this world. Whole of universe, whatever you take, time, space, and causation. And the Lord is beyond that. That's why you can see these words indicates its infinite nature. It is eternal in terms of time. Nitya, time, beyond time. Then immeasurable in terms of space. Indestructible in terms of causation. What is meant by causation? In Sanskrit, see, all these were thought of by our rishis thousands and thousands of years back. Even now, present day people cannot comprehend what it is. What is that time, space and causation which is given in our scriptures? Kala, Desha and Nimitta. What is causation? To some extent you came to know about time, space. I will just give a little. Earlier also I have explained about time and space. Let me come to causation. What is causation? Ask somebody. How did you come? My father and mother. Them, his father and mother. It goes there. This father. What about you? What will you cause? What is the effect? Your children. Goes on. Infinitum. This way, that way. What is this harmonium made out of? Wood. What is the cause of that? The musical reeds, the metal, and the person who has done that. So everything, cause and effect, and cause and effect, cause and effect. This whole universe is cause and effect relationship. That is called causation. Nimitta. And what about time? See, as I told you, this whole universe doesn't exist. To give an example, I will tell you about the time. You always look at your watch or the clock and everything. In that watch, you will be having two things. What is that? One small needle and another big needle, and there will be another thing going tick, 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 going round. So, time is events has to take place. This gap between two events is called time. If there is no event taking place, then you cannot imagine what is time. If you are thrown out to infinite space, there is no weather, there is no movement of the sun or the moon, or there is no, you do not know what is time. Then you are thrown still further into the galaxy star system. What is your concept of time? Gone. Be confused. So, time is the gap between two events. If there are no two events, there is no time. Then what is space? Yeah, space is the gap between two objects. If there are no two objects, there is no space. And I told about causation. So this whole universe is based on just time, space and causation, which doesn't exist at all. And the Lord, who is beyond all these things, is the permanent existence. So now that here these words indicates its infinite nature. The Lord or Atman, that is your true nature, you are eternal in terms of time. So don't worry about time. Then immeasurable in terms of space, indestructible in terms of causation. You are, that is Atman, that is within you, is everlasting, all-pervading and imperishable. So Krishna shows Arjuna, Bharata, the true picture of this life. The perishable nature of the human bodies and these whole things of the world, and the eternal being within. With this understanding, how can he have grief? Where is grief? As his highest obligatory duty, a Kshatriya, a warrior, you are a warrior, you are a fighter, must fight a righteous war. When it presents itself, you should not go on getting into fighting itself. You have to perform your duty. Therefore, Krishna exhorts Arjuna, do your duty. Through Arjuna, the Lord is exhorting us to perform our rightful duty, whatever we are in. Okay, now we were studying so many beautiful qualities earlier, but in this verse we got one special quality, that is aprameya, immeasurable. So we have to go in deeper into that aspect. Earlier we went to the deeper aspect of eternal, satya, nitya, all those things, undecaying. Now we will go deeper into this aspect of the special nature of the Atman, that is aprameya, immeasurable. So what is that? Here Lord Krishna is using the term sharira and shariri, body and the embodied. So sharira means that which will be obtained within this body, or who is controlling this body. That which is within this body is called shariri, the possessor of this body. Sharira means body. Shariri means that which is within the body. So therefore, now this Atman is shariri, within the body, embodied. And here, within the body must be within quotation. Why? Because in earlier shlokas, what was the quality given to Atman? Anybody remember? Opposite to that. What was that? All pervading. Isn't it? We have told that Atman is all pervading. God is consciousness which is all pervading, present everywhere. And now Krishna is using the term shariri, embodied within the body. Housing each other. So you have to draw in quotation. So here within the body should be translated as within the body also. Not only within the body, you have to take it, the meaning here has to be taken, because earlier itself Krishna has mentioned that it is all pervading. Sarvatra asti. It is present everywhere. That's why it is all pervading. Now Krishna is telling it is within the body. It's contrasting. No, it's not contrasting. It has to be taken as within the body also. Just the example is the space. You built your house. Earlier, space was there, empty space. When you built the house, the space within the four walls and the roof, it was divided, and you called it as your house. Likewise, this body came up, we got this body, and we called that thing which is within as Atman. That which is beyond this whole universe is God or consciousness. But are they separate? The space within your house, suppose by tornado or something your house is broken, was the space divided? No, it was existing even before, it was existing afterwards, it will exist even afterwards too. So likewise, here you have to take within the body also. Just as the space is all pervading and it is within the hall also, and the space within the hall is called hall space. Likewise, the Atman, which is goading us, which is controlling us within this body, is called the Atman within, Shariri. Similarly, the Atman within this body is called Shariri. Therefore, Shariri is the special name for the all-pervading Atman, which is obtained within this body. So this is the nature of the Atman. What about then Anatman, unreal thing? He says, Lord Krishna tells to Arjuna, Ime deha antavantaha, whereas the bodies are all perishable, limited. Antaha means maranam, death. That's why Yamaraj, god of death, is called Antakaha, Antakaha or Antakaha. So I will tell you afterwards one story of a letter from Yamaraj to human beings. One letter of Yamaraj to human beings. I will tell that story afterwards. But let us now go to these deeper things. Let us not defocus our mind here and there. So Antaha means Maranam or death. Antavantaha means that has death or decay. So this body, external things are mortal. Therefore, as Atman, mortal. But as body, I am mortal. And the wisest thing is to do, is to accept our Atman as it is and accept the body as it is. But we confuse everything. We want to make the temporary body as permanent and we suffer. Accept as it is, accept the reality. The Atman within is you, real. Be happy. But the body is temporary. Accept. So that is what Lord Krishna is giving that wonderful lesson here. The wisest thing to do is to accept Atman as it is and accept the body or other temporary things as it is. Never complain against the mortality of the body. If you complain, oh, the scorpion stings, that is the nature of the scorpion. Don't go near it, that's all. So don't complain against the mortality of the body. Gracefully accept the mortality of the body, whether it is Bhishma's body, whether it is your husband's body, whether it is your wife's body or your children's body or the father or the mother body, your neighbor's body. Everything has to perish. So accept the reality. Oh Arjuna, whether it is Karna's, Drona's or Bhishma's body or your mother Kunti's body. Why? Even Lord Krishna's body also cannot be maintained eternally. Krishna also had to give up his body. Rama also had to give up his body. Ramakrishna also gave up his body. Everybody. Did they cry? No. They happily gave it up. And any proof of that? Yes, Krishna in Dwaraka, the giver of Bhagavad Gita for us, whom we are hearing about that beautiful knowledge. See, he was in Dwaraka. Then from Dwaraka he went to Prabhas. He was playing his flute, sleeping in the forest, putting his one leg on the other. Then his one of the toes were blue in color. A hunter from far saw it, thought to be an animal or a deer. He shot it. Krishna had already given up this thing in Samadhi. Then it started bleeding and Krishna gave up his body. If you go to Dwaraka, you go to Prabhas, you can find that place. Still there. Then after that it was consigned to flames, but some of the things which would not burn, it was there. And that is placed in Puri Jagannatha temple where we perform the Rath Yatra. Every year we have Rath Yatra, Jagannatha Rath Yatra. And that has become in English. The British would see that huge chariot moving. So that's why they couldn't pronounce Jagannatha Rath Yatra. What did they pronounce it as? Joggernet. Now in English term it is there, joggernet. It rolled like a joggernet. Juggernaut means Jagannatha. The British couldn't pronounce it. So what is there in that temple? It will be seeing some wooden pieces, 3 wooden pieces with big, big eyes. And we call that Jagannatha. What is that? The relics of Lord Krishna is embodied in that 3 wooden thing. Every 12 years, they change the wooden covering and the relics of Krishna is exchanged. That's why that temple is so powerful. That is the relics of Lord Krishna is present there. So he too has to give his body. The body is temporary. Even Krishna couldn't keep his body permanently. So, but we don't call that as death of Krishna. Then what? We give a very big name. We give another name, Swargarohana. He ascended up to heaven or Vaikuntha. You may change the word, but the fact is fact. Body will have to come and go. Therefore, Arjuna, why can't you accept this fact? All these are the ideas given before. Now, so many ideas about our true nature was given. Now, Lord Krishna adds another important point in this sloka, and that is aprameya. Atma, or our true nature, or the consciousness is aprameya, an important feature. Nature of the Atman. Prameya means object of knowledge. See, everywhere, when consciousness descends down, it becomes knowledge. What is knowledge? So you have 5 senses. You observe everything, everything in this world. Then you collect some information. That is stored in your mind as knowledge. So now, you cannot make this Atman as the object of knowledge. So another term you always use is, what is the definition of a sentence? Sentence is a combination of subject and predicate. You learn in your first grade or second grade in the English grammar, isn't it? Subject. So now the whole world is subject-object relationship. What is the subject? You. What is the object? All the things in this universe. So you collect that information, that is called knowledge. Now, you cannot know Atman or God. You cannot objectify it. That is the thing. Aprameya means he cannot be made as an object of knowledge. Therefore, you can never know Atman, to take it correctly. But you can realize Atman. You cannot know Atman just like other objects. You can never know Atman. Then we will get a very big doubt now. If you can never know Atman, then Atman doesn't exist, it is non-existent. I don't believe in that which I cannot know. I don't see, I don't believe. I don't hear, I don't believe it. I have not read it in my newspaper, I am not going to believe it. I have not watched on the TV news, I don't believe it, even if it has happened there. So, if I cannot know God or Atman, then I don't believe in its existence. It may be non-existent. Then we say, no, it is existent also. If it is existent, then I must be able to know it. No, you cannot know. Then it must be non-existent. No, it is existent. So this is the puzzle or the quiz that we have to answer. What is that? Which is ever existent, but which can never be known. So, within these 3 stages, we will come to know this word aprameya. What is that? Ever existent, never known. Ever the subject, never the object. Ever the experiencer, never the experienced. Could you catch it? Ever the experiencer, never the experienced. Ever the subject, never the object. Ever existent, never known. Very puzzling, isn't it? Yeah, we will understand it through one example. What is that example? It is explained in one of the Shankaracharya's some of the books. What is that? Tattva Bodha. Suppose you have a photograph or a video. In the photograph, you see everything in the picture. So many people are there. Chairs are there behind the tree, everything, grass, lawn, everything, the mountain, everything is there. But one person is missing, who very much existed there, but who is never in the picture. Who is puzzle? Who is that? The photographer. The photographer cannot be in the picture. But now modern technology, you might tell, oh, you might have taken a selfie. Or you might take other camera and other things and keep it there. Then you time it after some few seconds, and you to come and stand there and get into the picture, you can get it. So you might argue, so many arguments in the modern this thing. Even then, we can also give another argument that what is that? Then he existed there, but not in the picture. Who is he? The one who has taken the picture. Suppose you say, Swamiji, automatic camera. We know this question is going to come in your mind, the doubt. Then we have to change the question slightly. There is another thing, instead of person, there is another thing which is very much existing there, but never comes in the picture. And what is that? Camera or your mobile phone. Can you, in your picture, selfie, bring in the picture of the camera or the mobile or the whatever can you bring it? So, either the photographer or the camera, whatever. So, do you then will ask, I want the proof of the existence of the camera. The picture is the proof. Can you doubt the existence of the person who took the photographers? You don't. You accept it by default. When you see the picture or the video, you accept the fact. Likewise, this whole universe is happening. All the phenomenon is happening. So then this person should exist, isn't it? The photographer who has created this world, it's very much there, but you cannot see. You cannot objectify it. You can never see that in the picture. Similarly, this entire creation is like the photograph or the video or the picture. Whatever you experience is like this photograph or the video. And we say there is a thing or a person which is not in which is not present in this world of experience, and it will never come into that. However much you may struggle, it will never come into the field of experience, but whose existence can never be doubted or questioned. What is that? That is called the observer, the witness, the experiencer, the conscious principle. Now, you are hearing this class. You exist. You are witnessing everything. But within you, somebody is grasping the witness. Even what is happening in your mind too. So when I'm talking, so many thoughts are coming in your mind according to your stages of evolution, your memory, and your different lives and everything. When I'm talking, different pictures are coming in different people, not the same pictures. And somebody is observing that within. Everything is experienced from within. That is your Atman who is experiencing. That is the Lord who is witnessing everything. And that is called in our Sanskrit term as Drik. You know that famous this thing, Drik Drishya Viveka. That is the Drik Drishya Viveka. Drik Drishya Viveka will get that wonderful this thing. Drik means the experiencer. Ever the experiencer. He will be only the experiencer. Ever the experiencer, never the experienced. Ever the Drik, never the Drishyam. Ever the subject, never the object. That is given in the Tattva Bodha. So, another example can be given about your eyes. You can see everything except what? Your own eyes. Can you see your own eyes? Have you ever seen? You may see in the mirror, reflecting medium, but right will be left and left will be right. You can't see eyes as it is with your own eyes. Likewise, you cannot see yourself, the Atman, as it is. Only thing is, you can become that you can experience that. You cannot objectify it. So many examples you can understand. You can never see your eyes, however powerful they may be. Then you may say another doubt, mirror. No, you will see all reflected. The original eye, you cannot see your eye. You can see somebody else's. So let us imagine, suppose the greatest tragedy of our thing may be, suppose imagine there were no reflecting medium. There was no mirror, there was no reflecting medium at all. Somebody will scold you that you are very ugly looking or something. You will not believe it. You will not be unhappy at all. Because you can't see it, you see. Neither you will become happy nor you will become unhappy. So that is imagination. That's a different thing. Now, let us come to our subject. So, remember, eyes, however powerful they are, they cannot see themselves. Similarly, consciousness or our true nature, Atman, God, as the eternal subject is never prameya. It cannot be experienced. It cannot be made as an object. Therefore, the Lord is aprameya. So, the Lord has, see, in every verse here, all these we studied, is introducing some special term. One word, that aprameya, carries so much of deep meaning. That's why I tell every shloka you have to meditate on that. Then you will get so much of joy. Therefore, what? Tasmat yudhyasva bharata. Therefore, Arjuna, you are not killing Bhishma, you are not killing Drona, or your kith and kin, not killing anyone, because Atman is not an object of destruction. Your reality. So what all things we have seen now, Atma is, will now, what you call, revise. Atma is nitya, eternal. I am eternal. I will never end with time. I didn't have beginning. That's why when they wanted to celebrate my birthday, on that day they want to cut a cake. I told no. No celebration. We don't, sannyasin monks don't celebrate birthday. Why? Because I don't have birth, I don't have death. Then where is my birthday? I didn't allow them to celebrate. If you want, you do a satsang or something. No celebration of my birthday. Because I don't have birth, I don't have death. Then where is the question of birthday? That means if you celebrate birthday, you are remembering or reminding of your death. You are going 1 year nearer to death. So why should I? I am eternal. Nitya. You are eternal. Atma is Nityaha. Atma or yourself is Satyaha. What is Satya? Existing, exists, that alone exists. So we were telling all the subject-object relationship. So all the other things is borrowed existence. Atman is the real existence, luminous self-conscious. So all these things are borrowed. So Atma Nityaha, Atma Satyaha, that is the only true existence. Then your true nature, Atman, is Sarvagataha, all pervading, everywhere. There is no place, don't limit yourself to this body. Then if you can see yourself in all the poor, the diseased, in your father, in your mother, in your children, in your wife, in your husband, how can you keep quiet yourself? You take so much care of yourself, your body, because you feel you are that. Then if you start seeing the same Atman is not only here, present in everybody, the same thing, can you keep quiet? You'll start serving. Just like you take care of yourself. So, then Atman is eternal, Atman is the reality, Atman is all pervading, Atman is never an object, but it is ever the subject. Now, I had told that I had promised that I will tell you the story, because after telling such beautiful things, sublime, but even then, because I had given a word, I will tell that story of the Maharaj, I will take you back to ridiculous. All this time I was taking you from ridiculous to sublime. Now I've given you the sublime truth, so it was so wonderful, but I will take you to ridiculous because I had given the word. What is that thing? Letter from Yamaraj. So, different people are afraid of different things in life. And one person's object of fear is not another object of fear for another person. However, in general, fear of death is common to all. There is no material solution to this attack of Yamaraj or death and his punishments after death. Though death is formidable and unconquerable, Sri Pada Shankaracharya, one of the greatest acharyas of Vedantic tradition, gives a very simple solution in his Mohamudgara. Bhajagovindam, there is a stotra we sing. Bhajagovindam, Bhajagovindam, Govindam, Bhajamudamate, Samprapte, Sannihite Kale, Nahi Nahi Rakshati Dukrun Karane. That we sing that song. In that he has given how to escape interview with Yamaraj. He gives, what is that? In that he is telling, Bhagavad Gita, Kinchit Adita, Ganga Jalalava Kadika Pita, Sakrit Apiyena, Murari Samarcha, Kriyate Tasya Yamena Sacharcha. If you read even little Bhagavad Gita, you can escape interview. Shankaracharya is telling. If you read, even get the knowledge, little knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, you can escape interview with Yamaraj. See? All these days you are enjoying the true nature of yours. You forget pain, you forget death and everything. Even after that too, you can forget. That's why Bhagavad Gita, Kinchit Adita, Ganga, Jala. If you drink even a little Ganga, Lava, Kana, little also, Pita, if you drink Ganga water. Then what else? He is telling here, Shankaracharya, then Sakradapi Yena Murari Samarcha. If you worship God, then there will be no interview with Yama. So what is that beautiful story? An interesting story in this regard. A man by name Ramesh, imagination, living on earth, thought to himself that one thing he feared most was death. To avoid death, Ramesh practiced a lot of austerities, tapasya, and concentrated his mind upon Lord Yama. The Lord of Death, Yama, was pleased with his tapasya, with his prayers, and he granted a vision to Ramesh. Lord Yama said, my presence is only available to those who are going to die. Now, about to die or already dead, yet I have granted you my vision while you are still living. So pleased by your tapasya, penances and prayers, Ramesh said, I ask this favor of you. What is that? If death is inevitable, everybody has to death. I ask that if I am also to die, then at least send me a letter before death so that I can make preparations, provisions. Before I die, please send me a letter so that I can make all provisions for my family before departure. Lord Yamaraj said, sure, I'll certainly do this. But as soon as you get the message, please set about making the preparation. Don't then blame me. Then Lord Yamaraj disappeared. Many years passed like this. And Ramesh's hair began to gradually to turn. I think Ramesh is here, isn't it? That's only an example. If somebody is there in the name of Ramesh, don't blame me. It is in the story, that's all. So gradually Ramesh's hair began gradually to get grey, but he was living a full life of all sinful activities with not a thought about the fear of death. He was pleased that so far no letter has arrived from Lord of Death. So all sorts of sinful things he was committing and living a pleasurable life. He was pleased that so far no letter had arrived from God of Death, Yamaraj. So now some of the elders, the religious people, priests approached him and advised him to take 2 devotional services, go to temple, go to the other thing and take the name of the God, take spiritual initiation. He did not heed to their instructions. Why? Thought so much time was left for me because Yamaraj has not sent any letter at all. So no death. Some more years passed by. By this time, Ramesh has lost most of his teeth, and the devotees came again to warn him about his imminent death. Still he did not bother because no letter has come from my friend Yama. As the years rolled by, Ramesh's eyesight also dimmed. However, he continued his sensual life. thanking his friend Yamaraj because he is not sending any letter to me at all, so I can leave some more time. Some more year passed by. Ramesh was now a very, very old man with his back bent forward. He could not walk without the support of the walking stick. His skin got wrinkled. One day, he became paralyzed. He got a stroke. He became paralyzed. What happened? After he became paralyzed, he suffered a stroke and became paralyzed. People said his condition was very critical. But Ramesh was still happy, in a happy frame of mind, since he did not receive any letter from Maharaj. Now, then his destined end of the life came, and Lord Yamaraj, the god of death, entered his room. Ramesh was startled, and his mind was seized with fear. Yamaraj said, "My friend, come now. You have suffered greatly. Today, I have come to take you with me." Ramesh trembled in fear and said, "My friend, Yamaraj, you have betrayed me by breaking your boon. You had not sent me any letter as you promised." Now, Lord Yamaraj laughed and said, "Ramesh, you spent all your life in your sense indulgence with no interest in spiritual life. How then could you know the letter I sent to you? Not one, but 4 letters I sent to you. But you ignored all of them." Ramesh was greatly puzzled. 4 letters? I didn't get any letter. But not even one letter reached me. Is it just possible that postman or the courier forgot it to deliver it to me? Lord Yama said, "My friend, do you think I will take a paper and pen and write a letter to you? No. With your body as a paper, with the pen of the bodily changes, I write my letters, and time and the time is the messenger who delivers those letters to you. Years ago, your half hair turned grey. That was the first letter I sent. But what will you do? You put mehendi color, rub off all the letter." So I sent the first letter. Your hair turned grey. You couldn't identify your third. That was the first letter. You ignored it. Falling off your teeth was my second letter. You go to the dentist and put new teeth to eat all the things. Okay, my third letter was sent to you when your eyesight failed. The fourth measure was when your body was paralyzed. Never you gave your interest to that. You comfortably ignored all the letters I sent. Now I have come not as your friend, but as the dispenser of the law of karma. And Yamaraj tied the rope, the noose around Ramesh's neck and pulled it hard. People around Ramesh said, "Ramesh is dead." So when the body is young and hale, and when we don't get any letter from Yamaraj, we should start our preparation for facing his lethal blow. When we completely ignore his letters, we then come under his control. So in Bhagavata Purana, in Bhagavata, now Krishna Janmashtami is coming. After some days we'll be celebrating. So all the life, beautiful, this thing of the avatar of Narayana is there, and Krishna's life is also there in Bhagavata Purana. Yamaraj himself identifies who are the candidates for his punishment. Jihva na vakti bhagavat guna, namadheyam chetasa na smarati, tat charanarvindam krishnaya no namati, yat chira ekadapitan ananyatvam asato krita vishnu kriyat. Kityan. My dear servants, who is telling? Yamaraj is telling to his dutas, the messengers, Yamaraj servants, my dear servants, go and bring to me only those sinful people who do not use their tongue to chant the holy name. This Bhagavata statement. Go and bring those people to me, to this hell, who do not use their tongue to chant the holy name and qualities of the Lord, whose hearts do not remember the lotus feet of the Lord, even once, and whose heads do not bow down even once before the Lord. Send me those who do not perform the work of the Lord, which are the only duties in human life. Bring me all such fools and rascals. Yamaraj is telling his this thing. So, let us not come into that list. Let us read the letters sent by. But instead of reading these letters, we are busy in love letters. And then get into trouble permanently. So, that is the letter of Yamaraj. So, death is inevitable, but as Shankaracharya told, you will not get interview with Yamaraj. What if you read Bhagavad Gita? I am not telling it because I am doing Bhagavad Gita class, so Swamiji is giving advertisement for Bhagavad Gita. No, it is told by Shankaracharya. Bhagavad Gita, Kinchidadita, Ganga, Kana Lava Pita. If you read even little Bhagavad Gita, and if you think of God even little, if you drink a little Ganga water, then you can escape the interview of Yama. So we will end our session with this beautiful story. So how important is Bhagavad Gita? You can know that. And also you have experience. We will chant the verse on the meditation of Bhagavad Gita. Om Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamsa Chanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat. Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.